Hello, in this episode I will talk you about traditional Finnish forest ski, and it's with a little bit of a twist. Just a few words before I start skiing. I will show you how I did attach the bindings, because when you usually buy these skis you get it like the ski, you will get the binding, and then you will get the shoes. So you have to actually put these yourself to the ski. In some retailers they actually do this stuff for you, but most of the times you have to do this by yourself. So the rule for this is, what we usually use is the 4-5-5 rule. So it means that the middle of the skiing boot will be in the 45.5% from the tail of the ski. Yeah, I know it's really confusing and you're a little bit slow, so I have a drawing and I can show here that you just count the length of the ski. It can be longer. For example, this ski is 250 centimeters in paper, but in real life it's actually 246 centimeters, because they measure it when it's straight and then they make the nose, the front piece of the ski. Anyway, easy mathematics, you just count 45.5% from the measurement, so it's 446 centimeters multiplied, sorry my friends, multiplied by 0.455, and with this ski it's 112 centimeters. So I took the measurement from the tail here, and I have a piece of tape here, and it's exactly in the 120 centimeters. So after that I had the binding, and I did put it on the skiing boot. I have also orange tape in here. I have a line where is the middle part of the boot. Then I just put those together here in the ski, and voila, I have now the distance. And now I can mark what's the front place here if I messed up. And yeah, then you need some other tools also. You need a drill. I think the real measurement is 3.6 millimeters diameter of the drill, but I have only like 3.5, so I hope it will go there. And if not, I can a little bit scramble it. And I have a orange tape here, so that it's a stopper, and I will drill a 15 millimeter deep hole. And here are actually 1, 2, 3 different kind of screws, plus one metal thingy. So I can show you what screw goes in what place. Here is the whole set of the screws. So you put this guy in here. Yeah. Then you have 2 long ones. These go in here, what I showed you in this place in the front. Then you have one more black one, and this goes in the front place in here. Then you have actually that one was there. You have 2 of these bright screws, and they go in here and here. Alrighty, now I have the holes there. I did attach the other binding already. A little bit like a test. So what I do next, I will this is Phillips number 3 screw head, and using this machine is really risky if you don't know what you're doing. Too much force with this one if you're not careful, and if you over tighten it, then it doesn't work anymore. But what I do now, I will make a little bit the start of the screw. Then I have this, it's some kind of glue, cheap one, but it has the minus 40 degrees, minus 40 Celsius degrees promise, and it should be a little bit elastic. So I will fill these holes with this glue, and the reason is that we don't want to have any moist in here. If we have moist inside the ski, it will destroy it. But it doesn't have to work so much as a glue, you know. Just we don't want the moist go inside the hole. Yeah. I'll take the tape off now, and I should clean my finger. So now it's pretty easy. I just put these here. I need to remember what screw goes where. So I used to be an electrician, and I used a lot of these machines and also screwing by hand. And I am really strong for putting screws. I think I have more power than this machine. But you can really feel it when it's tight enough, and then you stop. At least I can. Yes, 2 more to go. Well, I have a tape in here also, I need to remove that. I'll take this off. So you want to have it tight, but not too tight. Yes, it's in there. So you take this one and put it, just squeeze it in here. It's pretty easy. Yeah, like that. Done. Ski boot there. So one word about the binding. So I chose the Rottefella NNN backcountry ski, and because it has nice boots. The traditional binding in Finland is actually with the rubber boot, and I don't really like the rubber boots, but if you're into rubber boots then it's going to be fine for you, but I don't really like that. So this is really stiff, good boot, and then you can have a better control with the ski. So that's why I chose this one, and it's an Alpina Alaska boot. Yeah. So thanks a lot. Tomorrow I will start packing, and then I will go picking up a friend of mine, and we will start skiing after a couple of days.
Hetki sitten oli muutamakin onnettomuus.
So we have been skiing 4 days now, and we are a little bit going back to the car already. We had about 15 kilometers, a little bit more per day, and now there's a wilderness hut behind me, and they are really nice in Finland. You can use them in some places, and yeah, I have now some test about the ski. The snow is usually always a little bit different, especially now when it's the springtime. So I can't say anything much only for this kind of snow conditions. And we had a rain 2 days and plus degrees, so it was really difficult conditions here. But yeah, I really love the ski. The idea with the ski is that it's floating a lot. So it's a long ski, and it also makes it really fast. So in this trip we used mostly the tracks, snowmobile tracks, and this is really fast. It's easy to ski. The side of the ski gives some control, and the binding is really great with the ski boot. So basically it usually works in the soft snow in the mid-winter, but it's really good options also now in the spring when you can be really fast. So here you can see the difference. There are my skis, and then the shorter 210 centimeter ski. So the thing what makes this ski more modern is it has a skin under it. It's not the big one, quite small one actually, but it gives you a lot of grip from the snow. And I didn't use anything like extra skins with the ski, only this one, and then I have some wax in the bottom of the ski. So you can add wax here, and it's really recommended, especially here when now it's like plus degrees, so the snow is sticking under the ski, so you want to have some kind of ski wax under the ski. So what makes this ski with the twist, what I said, it's not so traditional, because it has a modern stuff like the skin under the ski. So your boot is in this part, and here is the skin, so it gives you a lot of grip. And you can put some wax in the bottom also in this ski, and it's really recommended. You can make it gliding more and have a more traction, and also the snow is not now sticking underneath it. So I would say with this Rottefella backcountry binding and having this skin under ski, it's not the traditional anymore, but it makes it really good one. So I'm actually pretty surprised how it works, and really waiting for the next season to get the early winter and the mid-winter, and I think it works best in that time of the year.